Guys, have you ever loaned money out to a family member or friend? How did that turn out for you? Let me know the answer to that question in the comments below. I want to know if it worked out well for you. If it doesn't work out well for you, do you loan money or do you not loan money to family or friends? Now look, you can do whatever you choose to do on this topic. But as for me, I don't loan money out to family or to friends. And on this video, I'm gonna give you a couple of reasons why I don't loan out money to family and I don't loan out money to friends. But I want you to hang around because in the second half of the video, I wanna share with you an alternative to loaning out money to family and friends that I found to be better and more of a win-win situation for all of us. Guys, if you get anything of value out of this video, smash the like button below for me. And please share this video with your family and your friends, and hopefully they can sort of relate to what I'm saying in this video and understand this fresh perspective on the topic. So let's go ahead and talk about it, guys. Why you should never, and I never, loan money to family or friends. First things first, guys, when you lend out money to family or friends, flat out, the relationship has a tendency to sort of change. How they look at you changes. How you look at them can change. No matter what we think or how we try to slice it and dice it, it just changes the dynamics of the relationship that you have with that person. And we sort of end up watching them to see what they're buying and how they're spending their money a little bit and what they're doing. And really, it's really none of our business. But because they owe us money or we've loaned them money, we're sort of checking out what they're buying and what they're not buying, or what they're doing with their money and not doing with their money, right? Are they going on that vacation? Are they buying those brand new shoes? Are they going to the concert? When really none of that is none of our business. But because they borrowed money from us and we loaned them money, we sort of have this thing in our brain where we're sort of calculating and watching. And we really shouldn't be. But when they owe you $200 or they owe you $500, we sort of automatically start thinking about it. Let's just be honest about it, guys. It's sort of a natural thing. So the relationship can change when somebody, a family member or a close friend, owes you money. And it can put some strain and some pain on that relationship when you inject money into the whole equation. Not to mention, guys, I believe that the borrower is still slave to the lender, just like it says in Proverbs, right? And I don't want to be a lender and have somebody that's a family member or a friend in that role or that position where I've loaned money to them and they feel tied to me and chained to me, right? The fact that they owe me and I'm looking for them to pay me. I just don't want that dynamic of being the lender and them being the borrower. That just doesn't sit too well with me. That's just me personally. And guys, a lot of times I've found that when people borrow money or need to borrow money or ask to borrow money from you, they oftentimes just need a different viewpoint, a different, fresh perspective on whatever situation, whatever financial situation they're going through, right? Just new input to help them solve whatever money problem they may be facing. And when a person gets to the point of having to ask to borrow money from a family member or a friend, usually they feel like it's their last resort. They've exhausted all of their options, is what they normally think by the time they ask you for money, right? They sort of exhausted all the possibilities in their own mind, right? They don't really want to ask you for money or ask to borrow money from you, but they think it's their last resort. Now, when you take a fresh look at it, we oftentimes figure out this ain't the last resort. You could have did this, this, and this, but that's how they're thinking at the time when they ask you for money. So oftentimes, if you just sit down with them and go over what their money problem is, what the situation is, how can it be fixed, what are some other alternatives, some other things that you can do to fix this money situation? If they're willing to have that conversation, then you can typically help them think through it. So there may be some other ideas that they can put in place to get them what they need to get in terms of money, right? To solve their financial problems at the time. And so if you do that, you sort of are able to give them some possible other solutions to whatever their financial issues are at the time. So that's why I really don't loan money to family and friends. I don't want to be the lender and they're the borrower, and I don't want to change the dynamic of the relationship. And at the same time, I want to be able to give them some other solutions and other things to think about when it comes to solving whatever financial crisis they're in. If you have a different reason for why you do or you don't loan money to family or friends, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Now, I promised that I would talk about the alternative that I've found has been better than loaning money to family or friends. And that is just simply giving the money, giving whatever you can afford to give to your family or your friends or whoever's asking you to borrow some money. Just give them whatever you can afford to give them at the time. No strings attached. You don't have to pay me back. You don't have to give me that money back in return. I don't want no interest. I don't want you to feel like you have to pay me anything back. You get this money free. I don't even want it back. That's, to me, a better way of going about. Instead of loaning money to family or friends, just give them what you got at the time. Whatever you feel like you can afford to give it. Don't expect it back. Don't ask for it back. Tell them right then and there, you don't have to pay me back. Now, when you offer to give people what you can afford to give them at the time, and you also offer to sit down with them and have a conversation and see if you can't help them think through some other ways of going about getting whatever they need or to relieve their financial problems at the time. When you do those things, guys, it does a couple of things, right? For one, it expresses right away, hey, that you're willing to help them out, that you're willing to give them money and not even take it back. You're willing to give them what you can afford, right? So it expresses to them that you're willing to help and you want to help them. It shows you understand their situation, you respect them and their situation, and you have a strong desire to really help them through. Now, most people appreciate that alone. Now, the second thing that it does when you offer, hey, to just give them whatever you can afford to give them at the time, it puts something of value in their hands right away. And while it's putting something of value in their hands right away, it also is sort of relieving a little bit of stress from them, right? Maybe you can pay the whole thing cash, give it to them, don't want it back. Maybe you can only do a small portion. They want $1,000, you only got $300, right? But it's helping them at least relieve some stress by putting something in their hands right away. And most people, they appreciate that too. But the third thing is this, it keeps the integrity of the relationship intact. You don't have to worry about paying me back. I don't have to be thinking about whether or not you paid money for the concert tickets when you owe me, or you bought new shoes when you owe me. We don't have to think about any of that. Here's what I got. It's all I got right now, but you can have it. And it keeps the relationship on a good level, a solid level, same level. I'm not the lender and they're the borrower, right? None of that type of stuff. I just helping you out of the goodness of my heart with whatever I got. Now, if they want to sit down and have a conversation with you, that's their choice, right? That's their choice to choose to have a conversation with you about what it's about. Why do you need this money? All that. It's really none of our business, but if they care to share and want the help, we're here to not only give them what we got, but we're also here to listen and help and try to give them some new, fresh ideas to think about for whatever financial crisis they may be going through, right? Because I want to keep that family member or that friend, I want them to still have their own dignity. So I don't want them to feel tied to me to have to give me money back. We stay on the same playing field and we maintain the character of our relationship. When you give people what you can give them, people tend to appreciate it. When you offer to help people, people tend to appreciate it. People typically won't get mad at you if you try this alternative way of going about it. Instead of loaning them money, just giving it to them. Hey, I talk about giving all the time on this channel because giving has been a really important piece to my whole wealth building journey. And when you give, in this instance, whatever you have, it's a win-win for everybody involved. And most of all, it's a win for that relationship that you have with your family and your friends. Now, hey, that's just what I do. You can do however you decide or want to do it. Guys, do me a favor, smash the like button below, share this video with your family, with your friends, and let me know what you think about this alternative in the comments below. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Hey, the best person who's gonna take care of the old you is the young you. Guys, take care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.